I slowly made my way to the front door of my new house. It was old, but a beauty. With my low budget, I couldn't believe I could afford such a big house. It was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathrooms. It was large for just one woman living there. I wonder why it was so cheap. Sure, it needed some remodeling, but it wouldn't knock the price down that much. I opened the door with a loud squeak, slowly making my way inside. It had a particular smell. One I haven't smelled, yet it smelled familiar. I shrugged it off and carried my luggage upstairs, laying it on the floor. I set my video camera on a small table, which had a television next to it. I'd have to go to class in the morning anyway, which required my camera, so I figured I'd lay it out. I woke up in the middle of the night, which was strange considering I almost always sleep through the night. I looked at my camera, raising my eyebrow at the message. 10% battery, not enough video space. Weird, I trailed off, picking up the camera and plugging it into the surprisingly up-to-date flat-screen television. There were a few stupid videos my little sister made that I deleted, but I stumbled across a video titled night1.mv. I pressed play. It was just me setting the camera down and going to bed. Must have accidentally pressed record, I assumed. I fast-forwarded to a fast black mark across my screen. Another moth. Damn moths, there's a million of them in here, I muttered. I shrugged it off and went back to sleep, not thinking anything of it. The next morning, I woke up about 3 hours late. I rushed and pulled on my clothes, running out and driving like a maniac to school. It was only the first day, so class had not yet started, luckily. I sighed and sat down on a bench, only for an older woman to sit next to me. She looked like a professor, or maybe just a passerby. I smiled politely at her. She smiled right back.
You must be new,
she began.
What street do you live on, sweetie?
She asked curiously. Grand Avenue, why? I asked softly, still being polite. Her already milky skin paled as she leaned closer, and she whispered something to me that gave me chills. Something I'll never forget.
Stay away from house 172.
But I live the... She cut me off, her soft voice turning strict and almost scary.
Stay away! Get out of there!
Her rage-filled cries only frightened me more. I left, trotting my way to my first class. I walked into the screeching door of my large house. I ran upstairs and dressed into pajamas, laying down. I felt something might be there, so I set my camera up again. I told myself it was nothing more than the moths, though. I sat in bed, reading a book. That book soon fell to my chest as I let out tiny snores. I was fast asleep. I awoke at the same time I did the previous night, 3:21 a.m. I checked the camera and there was another video. Night2.mv. I selected it. I watched it. This time, it was clear. I saw a face. I saw something. Shocked, I rewound it and played it frame by frame. And there it was, clear as day. The scariest thing I've ever seen. It had empty, demonic, pitch-black eyes that dripped black ooze. Its nose was barely there. It was merely a hole. And the mouth. Oh, the mouth. It unhinged like a door. It was horrifying. That's when it turned to static again before that beast teleported away like it was never there. Static. All static for about 48 seconds. And then it was right in front of the camera, making the most disgusting gurgling noise I've ever heard. It was like a zombie that just got his throat clawed. She moved away from the camera, and the camera shook before the video cut to an end. I swallowed back the vomit I felt coming up and lay back in bed. I've skipped school for the last 3 days, avoiding my camera at all costs. Finally, I set it back up that final night, as I'd found a decent apartment to live in. I lay down and slept. 3:21 a.m. I was awake. I got up to check on my camera. There was a new video titled finalnight.mv. I selected it. I was recording my feet. It must be a glitch, I thought, setting it back down. I felt a breath on the back of my neck before hearing a horrible gurgle. A hand was slipped over my mouth. I turned my head to see a wide open mouth and 2 black holes with ooze.